Hi there, welcome to Art and Soul Insider. My name is Barbara Lynn Burns. I'm so glad you're here. Today we have, it's all about art and wellness here. And what we're going to be doing today is working on actually a viewer's request. They saw it in the guided meditation that I do. I put a picture out and they liked it, and so Cynthia, this is for you. We're going to be doing that project today. So we also have a guided meditation. So if you are just looking for a guided meditation, just a form of relaxation, well, you can come here and do just the guided meditation. Or if you want to stick around and do the art project, please do. I also feature a art material that I think you might be interested. And today, I really love what I'm going to share with you. So maybe you'll find something new that you love. And then what we do, we end it all off with a oracle reading, a one-card oracle reading, but it sets us off with something to think about. So if that interests you, please like and subscribe. And secondly, well, come join the ride with us today. I would love to have you. So here we go. Here is the featured supply. I am going to be using this featured supply today in our art project, but I just thought, hey, let's introduce it to you because it's a lot more than what I'm going to be using for today's art project. So these are watercolor palettes by Art Philosophy, okay? And they come in all sorts of different sets. Usually with a set of watercolors, you get your blues, your greens, your yellows, your reds, the basic colors. Here, these are specific to the theme that they're working with. So, let's just show the tropicals. So, here's the tropicals. They call it Prima Marketing ink, so you don't have to worry about that. But in the back, it's Art Philosophy. So it's got a little thing that you can hold your palette, okay, with your thumb. See, you kind of go like that. You open it up, and they give you a card in order for you to paint the colors. So you have color swatches in there. Also, you have an area to mix your colors, as well as this is a mixing pot as well. So, and here are the colors, okay? They are in order according to, if you look like this, this color is this color, this color is this color, and so on. So, these are ones that you have to activate with water, well, like with all watercolors, but specifically what I have is an empty eyeglass lens cleaner, filled it up with water, and you just spritz away, and it moistens the palette, and so it makes it ready to paint. Now, love these colors. Again, these are very tropical as such, right? I can see a Hawaiian shirt with this. So I'm actually going to be using this palette today, okay? So I'm going to put that over to the side. This one is called Decadent Pies. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And so naturally its theme is pies. So you have banana cream, you have apple, you have pumpkin, key lime. So again, you have it open. This one's a little different because it has a pearlized color, it has a silver color, as well as a gold. So that's, and then kind of like a bronze as well. So that's kind of different with this set. So some very different colors, but really incredible options for you to play with. So that's Decadent Pies. Currents is another favorite of mine. It is like under the water naturally. So look at all those blues and greens. I just love it. Oh, so good. So good. And again, same kind of setup. But isn't that wonderful? Isn't that just amazing? Oh, I love blues and greens. I use them a lot. And I love a lot of colors, so that's why the tropical one really sings to me. But I'm not going to be using this one today. I'm going to be using this one along with the tropicals one. This is called Odyssey. So this is an Odyssey around the world. So you have color for Tokyo, you have a color for Maui, London, even Calgary, which is in my province in Canada. And it is white like snow. So again, some brighter colors, really strong. I suspect a lot of these have white in them, especially with this next one I'm going to show you. So the next one is called Pastel Dreams. Okay, so usually to get pinks, what you do as a watercolor artist, as a purist watercolor artist, you would get your pinks by diluting the red. Okay, here they actually have a color pink. So in some ways, this is very much like gouache, okay? Because gouache adds white to the paint. So this really shows that white has been added to this paint, even with these colors over here. Your blues, your greens, okay? That's kind of a light, almost like a lilac kind of thing, okay? So that's what I kind of suspect with these, but they still call them watercolors. And then the last one is complexion. I actually like to make my own complexion colors with, you know, the umbers and the siennas. But if you're starting out, this might be a really good opportunity for you to use this set as for complexion colors. So they're already, you know, in there, right? So all you have to do is paint away. You don't have to worry about it, okay? All the colors are kind of made, and you know, you can dilute them. You can leave them as they are. It really works well. And for some reason, they added a gold in here. Not sure why, because I haven't seen any golden faces lately, but they added gold in there as well. So there you go. So these are, again, the watercolor palettes by Art Philosophy, okay? And I really enjoy them. They're fun. If I want to just paint and there's my color, I use it. It's really quick and easy. So there you go. Maybe you'll go out and buy some. Who knows? But I'm glad I presented this to show you what other options there are. Okay, our guided meditation is now. What I usually do is I show a image while I'm doing the guided meditation, just in case you don't want to close your eyes. I suggest you close your eyes when we do guided meditations, because what it does is it really helps you just to focus on what I'm saying. And so then you can imagine it more. Sometimes when we have our eyes open, we can be distracted by things we see and not really focus in on the guided meditation, and thus not getting the full benefit of it. But if you choose to keep your eyes open, that is your choice, right? So I usually give something to look at. Here you go. In case you don't do want to keep your eyes open. So this is the project we're actually doing today is based on what Cynthia saw as one of my images that I had here, okay, during the guided meditation. So again, any guided meditations that I do, that I have a visual for, again, you can always ask and say, hey, Barb, I would really like for you to do that project. No problem, because that's what we're doing today. So I'm really happy about this. So this was created by alcohol inks, but you could also do this with pencil crayons, markers, anything like that. So options are there. So find a way to be comfortable. If you're sitting, you can sit. If you find it's better to lie down, then please lie down. Make yourself as comfortable as you can. So here we go. Sitting comfortably or lying down with eyes closed, let's begin by becoming aware of the breath. Feel the breath as it enters with a cool feeling and then warming as it gently travels down into the lungs. Fill the lungs with a deep inhale, bringing in energy, vitality, the life force. As you exhale, feel the body releasing toxins, stress, and any negativity that has accumulated. Stay with this breath, focusing on the feeling of deep peace for 10 deep inhalations and exhalations. So let's do those deep breathing now and on your own time. So breathe in and breathe out, and I'll let you continue on your own. You'll be doing 10. Feel the energy that is in the body. Become aware of the warmth and tingling of every cell. Feel the energy that is in the extended environment, in every part of nature, and in every living thing. Bring all those energies together and feel them as one. Visualize all of that energy shining brightly as the sun. Bring the shiny glow of bright energy over the crown of your head. Feel it starting to travel down into your body from the top of your head, slowly going down into your face and neck, traveling down into the shoulders, all the way down into the arms and down to the fingers. Feel the healing energy and light going down into your chest, all the way down to your hips. Feel it continue traveling down your legs, all the way down to your toes. Your whole body is now filled with divine healing light and energy. Allow that healing energy to completely fill any physical area that needs healing energy. Feel it warming, healing, and expanding through the area. Allowing the healing light to bring peace and healing to any emotional issues or traumas. Bring your awareness to any intentions or desires that you may have. Hold the thoughts of those intentions or desires as you allow the healing energy to bring your deepest desires of life and your intentions into reality. Feel your connection to divine energy and light, and know that all is one. Stay with this deep, relaxing, peaceful feeling of bliss. And know that this deep, relaxing, peaceful feeling will continue on to the rest of the day. And when you're ready, open your eyes and stretch. Did you like that one? I really liked it. I like the whole idea of imagining a light coming from above and that it has healing. It's like the warmth of the sun, right? You just feel it in the top of your head and it goes down your body slowly and methodically, and it fills your whole being. This light, this energy, and then, it talked about feeling it going out into your environment as well. I just thought that was really neat. I really liked the aspect of going through your body like that. Yeah. So I hope you like that as well. So know that you can always come back to these guided meditations. Everything is time-stamped, so all you have to do is go into the description section of the video, and it'll have the exact time when we begin the guided meditation. So there you go. Easy to repeat anytime you wish. Okay, welcome to the art project. So today we are going to do a work based on the famous Squares with Concentric Circles by Wassily Kandinsky. He was a Russian artist and theorist, and he really believed in the spirituality of art. His work was, he tried to infuse that into his work. He has 3 different styles in his lifetime. He had more of a realism in the beginning. Then he focused on these really bright colors and kind of having a really watercolor effect with it. And then he went into more abstraction, which was, with lines and circles and shapes and stuff like that. Very different, like 3 very distinct ways of creating art, and he did it all. So I kind of like his work in the middle area, where it's all about color and just vibrancy. So today we're going to recreate the work that I mentioned, the Squares with Concentric Circles. So the supplies we're going to need, and before I forget, we're going to use the watercolor paints a little bit more solid. We're not going to water them down. We're going to be using them kind of straight off the palette. No kind of altering it down and lightening it up. The colors are going to be strong straight out of the palette. So what I have is my Strathmore mixed media. It's a mixed media paper. It has a vellum surface, which means it's very smooth, okay? It's acid-free, middleweight, which means it's 117 pounds or 190 grams per meter squared. This is perfect for mixed media, which is what I do. So you can do with dry media like pencils, pencil crayons, alcohol, inks, regular markers, just that type of stuff. And then you can also use wet media. So you can do some collaging in it. You can work with acrylics on it. The paper will do some bubbling, buckling, but overall, it's not too bad. So that's why I like this, because I like to do a variety of things. So here we go. Before I forget, we'll do the new sheet of paper here. And you'll need your brushes. I chose a round one because the reason why I like the round one is you can get this nice point. So you can do lines with it, or you can cover a bigger area with it. Now, another option is you could just get a smaller brush, right? And do the lines. But you can do with this as well. I've got my paints, so I am using watercolors. This is from Art Philosophy. It's the Tropicals and the Odyssey. Very bright colors, which is what I like. And it works really good for this project. I've got a pencil. I'm going to be using tape, and I'm going to need a ruler. And also on top, I'm going to need some water, which I'll be spraying on these palettes, and my regular water, right, to clean the brushes and everything like that. So, here we go. So, first thing I'm going to do is tape the area. So this will create a nice border around what we're doing. It will also create the perfect dimensions for me. I'm looking for, what is it? I have to think. This is 9 by 12. It'll be 10 by, I didn't make this big enough. I'll figure it out. I can only do one thing at once. Have you ever been like that? Like, there's some days you are amazing and you can do lots of things, and other days you're like, nope, I can only do so much. So, what was it that I had? I have to go and check on my original painting that I did. No, it's not in this book. It's in this one. Just give me a moment. There we go. It's right after this one. So that is, it is about 7. Okay. I just thought, how can it be 7? But it is 7. There we go. Kind of lining up to the perforated one. There we go. Okay. So how has your week been? I hope it's been good. I just got back from Medicine Hat. My sister lives in Medicine Hat. Her husband just passed away, and he passed away suddenly. They're driving, and he had a massive heart attack. But we're still in shock, all the family. My sister, I just ache for her. You know, it's a big loss. He was an incredible man. You know how people go, oh, he was an incredible person. No, really. He was an incredible human being. And they loved each other so completely and so full. So it's a big loss. But you know, it was just such a beautiful funeral. I don't want to bring this as a downer, but I know death is part of life. You know, I've had my tears. With the grief, I go in waves, you know. I'll be fine one moment and then cry another one. But it was such a beautiful funeral. He had someone speak from his work, someone from his family, his side of family, and another person, my sister's daughter, represented my sister and talked about Jerry. And just beautiful. There was laughter, there was tears at the funeral. It was just a beautiful, beautiful ceremony. But what I treasured the most was that evening with all my family there, and I mean all of my family, with the exception of one person. We got together and we had dinner, and there was stories about Jerry, and we were laughing and laughing and laughing, and yeah, just wonderful. So I hated to say goodbye to my family, because you know, with his death, you realize, wow, life is short, right? You don't know when it's your time. We're guaranteed we're going to pass on. So, you know, it really showed me, make the most of every moment. Make the most. And, yeah, so I encourage you to make the most of your life and to find the joy, find the pleasure, you know. And another reason why, I mean, not another reason, but I am so happy you're here, because you're here for the enjoyment, and that fills my heart with joy. Yeah, that just makes me happy. So good on you on doing something that you enjoy. So this is now 7 by 10. Okay, so 10 by 7. So this is an easy way of doing it here. I'm going to put this as a halfway point, and I'm going to do another 2.5, and I'm going to do one at 7.5, and that should be good. So then I'm just going to bring it down so I can see a little bit better. Just kind of moving it to where I think it would be. So, making a joining of the lines. You can go softly, I'd suggest, right? Because the watercolor, as much as you know you are going to be painting a little thicker today, it still will be a little more transparent than acrylic paint, right? So, oopsie. So with that, I'm going to have to figure out the other dimension. Each one is 2.5. Oh, really? Okay. 2.5. Oh, no, that's not 2.5. Okay. Gonna do the math now. I need a piece of paper. Oh. So this is 7. 7 divided by 3. So that is 2. And carry with the 1. And that is 3. So it's almost well, it's a little past 2 1/4. Okay. So, good old math. Okay, so that's pretty good. So I kind of guessed. I said, oh, 2 1/4 and a little bit more. I did okay. So, it's not going to be a perfect square, but it'll look kind of squarish. And that's where we are creating a design, a painting kind of in each little square. Okay, so that's why it was called squares with concentric circles. So we're going to do circles one inside of each other inside these squares, or square-ish, right? So get it so you can see it all perfect. There we go. So don't need the pencil anymore. Okay, just want to make sure this is all nice and done. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the center. So I've got this palette, which is the tropical, and I've got this palette, which is the Odyssey. Okay. Yeah. So I love this red. It's brighter. See the orange and the Maui's a nice one. Inca's good. Even, so this one has, like, these ones are all beautiful and fit really well with his work. In fact, I might be using most of this one. Yeah, probably. Okay, so I need to wet the palette. I don't want to do it on top of my paper. There we go. All wet and kind of get it nice and juicy. All right? Juicy paint, I call it. So I want to create little circles in each one. They don't have to be perfect. They can be, again, the whole idea is we don't want it to be really, really watered down. We want it to be a little more solid in its color. I'm going to make this one a little more oval. Oh, I'm going to make it bigger. And I'm going to add a little color in it too, another color. Okay. There we go. I put a little green in there. Okay. Next one is the blue. I am just going in order according to this. Okay, I'm just going completely down. No originality at all. Okay, so it's not going to be like Kandinsky's work. Like, I'm not going for exact representation. I'm going for the feel of it, right? The feel of it. And I'm going to just do a tiny dot. There we go. And a little oval one. You know what you should do, and I was just thinking about it myself, is after you rinse it, right, you should actually dry your brush off a little bit so it doesn't become too wet. All right, with the paint, because mine's really juicy there. Like it's almost too wet. So I'm going to go like this and take the paint like that. There we go. A little drier. Doing one little offset there. Here's another yellow. It's a little different. This one's a little bit more vibrant than the other yellow here. So I'm going to make this one bigger. I'm going to leave this white. So there's the circle already. And then here I got a pink one. He doesn't have, kind of it's a pinky purple in there, but again, we're not going for exact representation. We are going, people will go, oh, that reminds me of Wassily Kandinsky's work. And when they look at your piece, so they'll be absolutely right. So now what I want to do is I want to blow dry it, because I'm going to put another color right next to it. And if we do it, add another color right beside it, it'll just, we won't get the color. We want distinct colors in this. Okay? So, blow dryer. Okay, that took some time. Some of them are kind of thick. This one's still wet, but it's okay. I'm going to be actually leaving a white space around it, so I'm not concerned about that one. The only color in this palette that I'm not using is brown. He has kind of a brownish color in one of them. Well, maybe I should use it. Okay. Changed my mind about that too. Okay. To spray this one, because I'm going to use a color off of another one. There we go. So I'm going to use the orange here. Coloring it very solid, very un-watercolorish alike, okay? So just painting it like that. I did actually a nice circle. These circles don't need to be nice. So if you're a little wobbly in your circle, like this is almost too perfect. I could have done better on that one. Just like that, a little wobbly. Paint's not really all that solid, okay? I left a little light area, didn't, some are lighter, some are darker. That is okay, okay? So don't be concerned about that. Kind of went too low, but it's okay. That's okay. Actually, add some color in there. So I'm going to add a little bit of orange. Just to make it a little different. A little color in there, a little extra. So now, as I mentioned, remember I said we're going to leave a some space around that one. So I'm going to create a yellow. Remember, don't be perfect. I had to remind myself. Wasn't aimed at you, it was aimed at me. I was like, oh, making a circle. You're so used to making them perfect, right? Leave that white space all the way around. So then that acts actually as a color, right? And white is a color. So we put it in there. This color from the Odyssey one is called London. So again, I'm going to leave a little white circle around. Well, it's heavier on one side, it's bigger on one side. That's okay. Okay? And again, it's not painted perfectly. You know, there's some variations in there, so that is okay. Okay? So now around this one, I'm going to make a tiny circle around it. So that's where this point comes in handy, or you get a thinner brush, okay? So, oh, it's green. So I'm going to use some Tokyo. Okay, so I'm going right up against the green. I'm going to use a green. This is the island one from the good old tropical one. So I'm going to go and I'm going to make the circle kind of jagged, you know, not perfect. So a little flattened out circle as such. So here I'm going to be leaving a white space as well. I'm going to be using the yellow, which is coconut. Put the lime in the coconut and shake it all up. Remember that song by, oh, what was his name? I just had it on the tip of my tongue. You know the song. Probably do. So I got blue here. We're going to paint just a normal circle kind of around it. I wonder if it's the same blue. I used two different blues from different palettes. So now this one, and remember the white is the color. So I'm going to actually do a thin line. And I'm doing a thin one around this as well. This one asks to be a little diluted, so I'm actually gonna look at it. I'm gonna just dilute it down. So what do I do? How do you do it dilute it? You just add water to it. Okay, so I'm adding water, and it'll be a lighter version of this. So I don't want it too wet, right? So I'm gonna dry my brush kind of like that. This one kind of bled not the way I wanted it to. See how it's kind of, but that's okay. That's okay. So now we're going to take the blow dryer again. So now what I'm going to do on top of this, whoops, my plastic palette fell. That's for acrylics. So I'm going to actually paint on top. So this will kind of mix the colors together. And this is kind of a look that he did with some of them. He didn't do it a whole lot, but with this one he did. So what color did I end off with? I ended off with the green. So my next color here is a red, but I don't want it to be a red. So I chose a purple. And so what I'm going to do is just paint right on top. Next color I'm going to do, again, I kind of didn't put it in the center, but we'll work it out. Now I'm going to use the red that I messed up that last time. So let's put the red here. It'll be around this. I'm going to make it bigger at the top here. There you go, see? Kind of center it out. That didn't really show the color. It kind of roughed up the paper a bit. You see, I don't know if you can see that far, but see how it's more, looks like it's been rubbed, and a little pilling. Yeah, so that's the one thing about mixed media paper. You have to, it is works with wet media, but you still have to be a little careful with it, right? I'm going to make it bigger at the top again to kind of make it work. There, I kind of like that, how it's kind of dark and light on some areas, so I think that's kind of cool. The orange called Maui. I might have made it a little too moist. So I'm kind of taking the moisture from my brush. Taking some paint along too, but that's okay. I'm going to do a thinner circle around it. The blues that I'm using aren't as bright as his blues. His blues are actually a little, I'd say they're almost warm blues, which means they have a bit of purple in them. Mine are very cool blue, okay? I don't want to put, see, I'm at my brown one next, but I don't want to put brown because, see, this is brown here, right? So I'm going to switch it up. I've got a yellow, blue, green. That's red. Yeah, we can do a red. I'm going to do a red, yeah. I'm going to extend this red, actually. I'm going to extend it so it almost looks like that red kind of was part of that red here, that circle. You see what I mean? It's like underneath that. I'm going to have to make it darker instead of lighter. So it works together. There. So it looks like it's, see, that circle is underneath that one. We'll do this lime green. This lime green, I love it. I'm going to do about the same type of circle thing here. Oh, that was an orange there. Whoopsie. See? Oh, well. You know, there's repeating pattern colors in here, but you don't necessarily want to put them one on top of each other. See how this is all orange? Now that I'm looking at it. Jeepers. Oh, well. We're making it our own, right? Making it our own. I'm going to add a lot more yellow because he has a lot of yellow happening in his work. I have 3 different kinds of yellows, so it works well for what I'm doing. I'm going to change this up, I'm going to add different yellow here. I'm going to brighten it up, you see? Because this is all about brightness. There, see how what a difference that makes? Well, I got some orange there, huh? Gonna do this a little more wobbly. Here, I'm gonna add some yellow, and I'm gonna mix it in with some red as well. It's going to end kind of with a sharper line, and I'm okay with that. I'm just going to lift a little bit of it, though, to soften it. There we go. And I'm going to do that with this as well. There we go. Intuition is telling me to use this, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to do a thin line around this guy. Oh, I forgot the guy above it. So the thing is, you're working in a variation of thin versus thick lines, right? To make a visual of a circle, right? Because it's almost looking like these colors are one on top of other, circles on underneath, right? That's kind of the visual it has. It's almost like a squarish circle. Let's get a purple, but I want to dilute it. So again, take the purple, just add water. I just want it a little lighter, and I'm going to, you know what, I'm going to put a little more red in it. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. That's perfect. In some ways, you really have to be careful when you're putting it so close, right? You have to worry about, in some ways, reactivating that, like just by the moisture that you're putting in, right? That it could reactivate the color as such. So, okay, so now I'm going to blow dry this, and we're almost there. We're almost there. I'm going to do another wash of this. It's dry, so what it'll do is just deepen the color a bit. So this is a technique called glazing in watercolor, where you actually put another color, I'm just putting the same color, on top of a dry one. And so what this does for this, what we're doing, it intensifies the color, okay? With others, it will change the color. So I'm going to try something that I didn't do last time when I did this. I'm going to put tape right here. I'm just wanting to seal that edge, you see? So let's see if it works. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm going to be using kind of a wet on wet technique for the background. And I didn't do this last time, and it wasn't as crisp as I wanted it. Now, we'll see if, I'm hoping it doesn't lift the paint, underneath. We'll see. So I'm going to take some green. I'm going to then wet the area. Okay, now I'm going to add some color in there. So I'm going to take some green. It almost looks, it's not the right color, because it almost looks like it's more of a yellow than a green. So I'm going to add some green in there. And I'm leaving a bit of space just that it looks a little like a white halo around it. Ooh, look at that. Okay, that worked for that one. Okay, so now, oh, I lifted it off. Now I'm going to make sure it's completely dry, though. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and alternate. I'm going to go over to the next one right here. I want a thin line. I forgot to do a thin line around this one. I'm going to do blue again. I'm going to do a purple again. Where's my purple? Here's my purple. It's called Amsterdam. Okay. But I don't want it that dark. So I'm going to change the color. It's Amsterdam again. Clean my brush. And I'm going to add a little bit of red to it. Just a lighter purple. Okay. And now I'm going to actually paint the whole thing. Oh, gonna have to do another coat because it's so watered down, right? I want a little more vibrant, right? Right now, when it's more of a pastel color, it doesn't have a sense of vibrancy, right? Okay, it has to be dry in order to do this glazing technique on top. See how it just deepens the color? Okay. So say if you are doing a painting and you realize it's not the color you want it more vibrant, okay, or deeper in color, you just do this glazing technique. So completely dry it and then put the other paint on top. Okay, and see what a difference. I might even do a third. I'm going to be using a lot of tape here, but I'm okay with that. So carefully peel this off because we do not want this pulling the paper and the paint off, right? So I'm going to work on down here. I'm going to use that purple and I'm going to put a little blue in it. I'm going to add some green into it. So here's my green over here. Jamaica. And I'm going to make it kind of like a teal, see? So we're going to do another circle around it. Actually, when you do those little variations like that, that's not an oops. I'm so used to saying oops because compared to my other works, you know, like when you're doing a circle, you want to make sure it's right and, you know, has no bumps. This one encourages it. We want to see kind of those natural brush strokes and those. So that is a little light for me. So what I'm going to do a glazing on top of it. So I'm going to take this green. Okay, so here's the green. I don't want it, well, maybe I do want it. Yeah, I want it brighter. So I'm going to add this green on top. So it'll still have the effect of the other color underneath. But it'll be, it's its own unique color. I'm going to make a big circle. So also these reds are running a little cool as well compared to the colors he uses. Very much of a more of a warmer red. So that means it looks like a little bit more orangey. So now we're going to take, this is taking much longer compared to when I just kind of did it. Now we could try a few of those, you know. We could do both to show you how to do both. You know, it just requires a little bit more, well, you have to be aware of your lines, right? Aware of where this ends. But, okay, so I'm just really kind of applying it harder near there. I'm going to take a red and I'm going to add that orange to it. So here's this orange, right? Maui. I'm going to add a little Tokyo to it. What a combo, Maui and Tokyo. My water is dirty. If your water is brown, that is time to change it. I don't have downstairs here a tap. Because as you've probably noticed, my basement is unfinished. See how that looks a little bit more, oopsie. Oh, again, oopsie, that doesn't apply to this. There, so let's blow dry that. So these two look like the same thing. So I'm wanting to maybe change that inside. You know what I mean? They're looking the same color. Very little water with my watercolors, and I'm painting them very thickly, okay? There. See, that's a contrast, right? With the other one, it was a little too much the same. The reason why I'm pausing, because this is a red right beside here, and I was wanting to do a red, but let's, no, I said blue, so let's do blue. Now, there's going to be somewhere we're going to actually do a wet on wet, and that is when you bleed two colors together and they mix. You let the paint and the water mix them. Be careful when you're pulling, remember. Let's work in the center. And then what I'll do is I will go wet on wet, wet on wet, not wet on wet, but I'll do it more hand painting instead of using this. He didn't use, I don't think, it doesn't look like it, tape or anything with his. His was all hand painted. Where the paint landed is where it landed. So now we're going to do kind of a mixture. Right now we're going to use a yellow, and we're going to use a light blue. So you get a little mixture there. It's not really, it's kind of an awkward mix here. There we go. And let's do this guy. So this is something, you know, I'm going to give you choices. Like you can go, okay, well, I just want to do it freehand, you know? So you can go ahead. Because there is a neat, you know, and that's why I'm going to actually do it as well. There's some neat kind of melding of colors because he did do it freehand, right? So that's kind of neat. See, I'm getting a little bit of red there from the other one. That's kind of neat from downstairs because I went a little over. I'm going to do, because I did some brown here, but there's no other brown, so I think I'm going to do a little circle of a diluted brown. So, again, you just take your brown, right? And if you don't have a brown, you can make brown by using complementary colors. So what are complementary colors? They are the exact opposite on the color wheel. And you say, well, I don't have a color wheel in front of me. Well, easy. The one way you can remember it is Christmas. So use red and green. Combine those two colors. You could use yellow and purple. Think of Easter. Okay, so you could use that to create your brown. Or you could use orange and blue. And that will create a brown. So there you go. Now you know how to make brown in case you don't have it. So you can use your red and green colors combined, or yellow and purple combined, or you've got blue and orange. So now what I'm going to do is tape this two, and then after I do these two, then I'll show you how to do the freehand one. So yeah, because my concern was doing freehand with these three, because they were all open, that I would get too much blending of color. So that is why I chose to do these guys. Okay, just to let you know the method behind my madness. Okay, so let's do, it's going to be a light green. So I've got this green here, okay? So I'm going to mix that. but I want to add a little deepness to it. So I'm going to take this green and mix it. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Yeah, beautiful color. I'm going to do another pass of the green. Notice I'm kind of just painting. And if I get lines, I get lines. I'm okay with that. If it has a little bit of more paint in one section, that's okay. Isn't this fun? It's like all the things that you think, oh, I got to be so aware of and careful. It's a one color. No, you don't have to. I'm going to do red. The inside is more of an orange. Well, this is a red here, so I'm not concerned with that. So also with this one, okay, I had that diluted brown, right? I'm going to do a darker circle around it. There. So now we take the tape off carefully. Oh, lifted there. Lifted some paint there. Oh, and it leaked, but that's okay. That's part of the look then. So let's see if we can fix that one, right? Which we can. So that was some blue with some green. And I notice here, see that green? It didn't come all the way down. So let's get that green. Okay, and it's kind of diluted, and I'm just going to go up and wet it like that. Take that white away. There you go. Okay. So here, I'm just going to use little brush strokes. Kind of do a different kind of edge. See that? Because we want kind of a different edge with that, right? Oops, I gotta watch. See, I got so involved with the painting, I forgot about the line there. Ah. Oh, well. I did it on the other side, too. Oh, my goodness. That's funny. Got so involved in my painting. There we go. I fixed it up a little bit there. Let's get that red a little bit more down here. Yeah. See, I did it all the way around. Gosh. Oh, well. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, so now here we've got, I'm going to do some yellow. Okay, so I'm going to take this yellow. So be careful. Okay, when I've got it taped on the other side, so that is okay. But it's this side, right? You just got to be aware of the line. If it melds colors, that's okay. See, the red is kind of coming up into it. That's okay. Go like this with the yellow. And then I'm going to take the blue and kind of plop it down on it. Put some blue in here. And just kind of do little brush strokes. Reminding me of the edge here, right? I'm just going to kind of put some blue like that. Whoops, forgot about my edges again. Interesting, huh? That's kind of interesting. I keep forgetting about them. So now we need this one, and I'm going to use blue on this one as well. So I'm going to do that edge now, and do this edge now, and do this edge now. I'm going to do a red line around here. Now this red line is going to be somewhat diluted because it's on a blue background. So I'm just using the tip of my brush to make this line around. So now, make sure it's clean. I'm going to take a yellow again. Okay. So now the reveal. So there you go. There's our Kandinsky like. And I'd like to make this a little more blue. So there it is, our Kandinsky that we have been influenced by. Now, I'm going to show you the other one so you can see the difference. And there is a difference. The one that Cynthia saw that I showed during the guided meditation. And she was like, oh, where's this one, right? So here it is. So here's ours that we did today. So you can decide which one you like better. The other one, I did it all freehand. I used no tape except for the exterior. I just painted right in there and did that. So here we go. So here's the first one. And here's the one we did today. This one's all a little bit more melding together and stuff like that, okay? See, you know, all this. This one's a little cleaner and tighter, which is in some ways more like the original. So, but it all depends on you. Which one do you like the best, right? There, I'm just cleaning up some edges. I'm done now. I am. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. Here is the Oracle card reading that we're going to be doing. We're using the Messenger Cards Guidance from the Animal Spirits by Sandra Kunz. The back of the cards are with this raven image. Okay. And then the fronts are all like this. She also made them very different in the fact that they're square. I find them a little awkward to shuffle. We're doing charades now. But I really like the cards though. So this is for someone who is watching, whether it is I'm so used to doing lives on Facebook. This is for whoever's seen this recording. Could be. Also could be for the collective, which I say all of us. I believe that the cards do speak to us. I also believe, though, that really you can get a message from anything. So it might hit really home, everything that I read to a particular person, but you might come away with something as well. I find I always do. So I'll do one more shuffle and I'll pick my card from there. saw this one first. There we go. Trust yourself. So, number 8 card. So it is a visual of 2 owls. Looks like there's the moon there. They're sitting on, one's sitting on a branch. It looks like a poplar tree. And one is either landing or taking off. Okay, so number 8. So, trust yourself, owl. Pay attention to what your intuition is guiding you to do, and trust that you know what is in for your highest good. The medicine of the owl is that of clear, unwavering knowing, and to trust that voice within is to be in the flow of the universe, and the more we are in flow with the flow, the more effortless, peaceful, and purposeful our life is. I'll read that again because I messed it up. The medicine of owl is that of a clear, unwavering knowing, and to trust that that voice within is to be in the flow of the universe. And the more we are in the flow, the more effortless, peaceful, and purposeful our life is. We can use our powers of intuition to see into a situation and reveal the truth of what is really happening so that we can respond to in everyone's highest good. Our intuition is as powerful as we allow it to be, and it can lead us to our passion and truth. At times we may feel like we are being asked a lot, as we may be operating outside of our comfort zone. However, the more trust we have in ourselves, the more divine love is there supporting us and making our journeys and transitions smoother. Wow, it's very hopeful, and the whole idea of just really trusting that you know what is good for yourself, and then to follow through. And that way, they said, you'll find your purpose and joy, and things will be peaceful and more in flow. So trust yourself. So there we go. We saw an interesting featured supply with those wonderful watercolors that I used during our project. The guided meditation was, wow, I really liked that one. And our project, I hope you enjoyed it. I mean, I just love using colors, and that's what spoke to me with this work by Wassily Kandinsky. Boy, trouble with those words. But, I mean, that's what really, I just saw that, and I just fell in love with it because of those colors. So, his name is Wassily Kandinsky. I'll put it below here. And then, you know, the guided meditation, and not the guided meditation, the oracle card reading. That was really nice, about trusting yourself and really going within for your answers. So I think that's something we can all take with us. So with that, I send you off with love and joy and hope. And please, if you like this, please like and please subscribe. And yeah, come back for some more art and wellness, because I do believe art heals, and more art, less stress. So take good care of yourself. You're special. And yeah, you deserve all the best. So take care. Bye-bye.